Today and this week, what we're going to be talking about is responsive web design and using the Bootstrap platform. So I'm sure you've heard this throughout my communication that we are going to soon be getting into Bootstrap. Bootstrap is a tool that we can use through Dreamweaver to help us to manipulate code and to make it responsive. What's really great about Bootstrap is there are pre-developed code sequences that all we have to do is manipulate our CSS and add our text to help us to create really stunning websites. And we're going to take a look at some examples. So what we're going to do first is just talk about what is responsive design, why it's needed. Then we're going to talk a little bit about what Bootstrap is and the grid system and look at some examples of this content or this type of website design. So first off, what is responsive design? Responsive design is a design strategy that allows us to create our websites. So we only have to create one website, and then it is fluid, and we're using these things called media queries that help us to say, with these screen sizes, it's going to be spread out. And then as it goes smaller and smaller and smaller, it helps us to change the design of our website to fit those mobile devices. What we're also able to do is create what we call flexible media. And so as you can kind of see, I know these are really tiny, but we see this image and it gets smaller and smaller and kind of changes its shape. And this is because our media is flexible in that regard. And there are just some properties that we can use in our code to allow us to do that. And so this helps us to make design decisions to help us to improve our user experience. Couple things. Why design this way? Obviously, there have been dramatic changes in screens in the past 5 to 10 to 1 year, etc. And even this year, screen sizes are continuing to be flexible. As we all know, I might have an Apple, I think this is a version 9 cell phone. However, someone else in the class might have a different type of cell phone, and they might have different screen sizes. Being able to be flexible and be responsive in the way that we're designing websites can help us to make sure that my website looks good on my cell phone versus Joe's cell phone versus Allie's cell phone, okay? So in the past, why this was really important, web designers used to make separate sites for mobile and desktop. Do y'all ever remember going to a website and it says, please click here for the mobile version or please click here for the desktop version? We don't have to do that anymore. And so in the past, what they had to do was actually create 2 different websites. By being fluid and responsive, it helps us to provide a seamless user experience. All right, so what I'm going to ask you to do is just take a moment to select a website that you like from one of these 3 sites and open it in a new tab or window. And I want you to look at resizing the screen. Look at what changes do you notice. And what you should notice is how different websites will begin to change. And I'm going to pull up this example and take a look at it. So I have opened up my website, and what I just wanted to demonstrate was how this website right now is on a full desktop type of version. And just taking a look at the layout, it's spread out. We have our hero image and our header. We have some navigation. We come down here and we have some really nice little pictures, etc., etc. Now, what I'm going to do is just take my screen, okay, or my window, and I'm going to pretend like I was in a mobile version of this website. And did you notice when I look at this, it realigns itself so that it is in a more scrollable, usable type format. This is the principle of responsive design. And, I could say, maybe I want it to be more of a tablet version. And our site continues to be fluid. It still looks nice on each type of platform.